A question came up in my community recently that basically asked if it was smart and slash or should I slash could I invite multiple people, multiple contacts to my project in kitchen. And I wanted to quickly show you a couple of ways that you could do that if you are so inclined, and also some of the arguments, pro con against that situation. But before we dive into any of that, if we haven't met before, my name is Caitlin. I run Launch the Damn Thing. I'm a Squarespace designer and educator, and I love to talk about systems and processes regarding our one-to-one service-based work. So let's dive into my portal and I'll show you how to invite multiple people to the same project. Okay, so we have a template project in my portal. Let's pretend this is a real project that's based on one of my templates that I actually use with clients. First of all, the argument for inviting these people, they can all see what's going on in the project. They're all on the same page. And that's good for transparency, trust building, all those kinds of things. The cons for inviting multiple people into the project and having multiple contacts is that you are opening yourself up to decision by committee, and that will make things feel chaotic. It will bloat communication. There will be some people saying X, other people saying Y. Maybe you think A. And then now you got to figure out how to compromise between everybody and nobody's happy. So it can turn into a mess very quickly. So those are my pros, my cons. I'm not going to try to talk you into allowing multiple people into your project. And I'm also not going to talk you out of it either. Basically, you're going to have to decide based on your project, based on the person that you initially formed the statement of work or the scope, terms of agreement, whatever, with. Ideally, you only have one point of contact because that just streamlines everything. But, some projects do require multiple different people from multiple different departments, possibly, or whatever. So in the event that this is what you need to do and you just don't know how, in Kitchen specifically, what I would suggest is going to the top level project. So every project has a nested group of items inside, whatever those look like for you. Go to the top level folder, go to the three-dot icon, and then click Share. From here, if they do not already exist in your Kitchen account, I would create the client from here. So click that. Then you would type in their name, their email address, and assign the permission role that you want them to have for the entire project. So this is sort of you get better with it with practice kind of thing. If you give them read-only access, they'll be able to see everything, but they won't be able to engage or participate with you. In other words, they won't be able to upload files. They won't be able to download files. They won't be able to comment on stuff. They won't be able to send you messages. They won't be able to complete tasks if you assign it to them. So this is a good way to potentially compromise and say, yeah, you can have access, but that doesn't mean you can participate. So if that's the line that you want to walk, then viewer-only access will work really well for that. You can choose to give them more information if you want. And one of the things that I suggest, if this is one of your, if this is the route that you're taking, is to assign all of these people to a single company so that they are all tied to the same sort of group of individuals. So in this case, if you don't already have the company created in Kitchen, you can create a company really quickly by just clicking on the Create Company button. Give it a name, give it a website. You don't have to give more details, but you could put an email, phone number, and an address if you wanted, and upload their favicon or logo or whatever here if you want, then click Save. Once you do that, the person you're creating in this window will be associated with or grouped into that company, and they will be listed in that company in your client address book, which is over here. So if you want to assign them to a company, do that. Create it if you need to. You can give them a job title if you happen to know what it is. Then after that, on the email notifications, it's going to default most likely to messages and mentions, which is probably enough. So you could leave it on that. The other options are everything, which is going to be too many notifications, and nothing, which is too little. So messages and mentions seem like the middle ground there. Then if you want to send them the notification right now that they are invited, you can always do this again later. then you check the box to send the notification. Then you can decide what the subject is and the message, and then click send invitation. Repeat this process for every individual that you want to add, and make sure they all have the right permission level. So once you've added everybody, let's add a couple of my testers here. There we go. So let's say I want this test client to have uploader, this test client to be creator, and this one to be viewer. This way you can give them granular permissions. You can actually send the notification to multiple individuals at one time if they already exist in Kitchen first. So the alternative route is to go into your clients over here on the left sidebar, create the clients first, don't send them notifications, come back over here and then invite them and then send them all the same exact message. You can also obviously just copy the content to your clipboard, paste it in so they get the same message. Either way, it doesn't matter. One way doesn't necessarily work better than the other. So that's how I would do this. I would decide who gets what level of permissions, invite everybody, create everybody if you need to, and send your invitation. That said, let me remove all of those people. Another way you can do this is if you've already created all of the clients first in your client address book area, you've assigned them to the same company, then you can go to their project and you can actually add the entire company. So let's just add my company because I've assigned those 3 test clients to my company. So if we add the company as a whole, the problem with this in this particular situation, which may or may not be a problem, is that they all have the same level of permissions. So if I add, for example, everybody as viewer only, I'm not going to send a notification, but I am going to add everybody to this project. Now, my company, with all 3 test clients, all have view-only access to this project, which means they won't be able to complete their tasks if I assign them something. They won't be able to upload, they won't be able to comment, they won't be able to send me messages. That's not great. But what if we go to our clients over here on the left, we pick our company, and we're like, okay, but this client could potentially have different permissions. So we can see they have permissions to this area. If I go back to the share menu and specifically add this person, I could try giving them uploader permissions. And now it looks like everybody from the company has viewer permissions, but this person also has uploader permissions, which is interesting. So let's see what they actually see and we'll impersonate that account. Okay. So I can see everything that they're supposed to see. That's great. If we go to the tasks template, they're not assigned anything yet. So let's bump over to hours and we'll assign them a couple of tasks. So we'll add test client to that one, test client 2 to that one, test client 3 to that one. Okay, so I've added different clients to different tasks. I'm going to go back over to the main test client and I'm going to see what this looks like for them. So this is actually assigned to me as the test client. So I'd be able to complete that task, add attachments, and leave comments. So that's great. If I look at this one, it's not assigned to me. So I can only upload attachments or leave comments. This one is also, I think, not assigned to me. Even though they all have the same initials, I should really go back and change that profile color. So I can change these up a little. But I also only have the option to upload attachments, add comments, and then the rest of these are all assigned to me. So I'd be able to complete them as well. So that actually worked. I'm kind of surprised. I'm glad we tested that though, because I would not have guessed that you can do it that way. So going back, to recap what we did, we added the entire company first with view-only permissions. Then we added the individual that we wanted to have different permissions. And that's the way that you get granular permissions for one person, but you can group assign other permissions to everyone else. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you are excited about trying Kitchen, please note that they will be retiring the lifetime plan soon. We don't have a date on that, so I don't know, but they've officially announced it on their website. So if you are interested at all in using Kitchen for your client portal without paying into perpetuity, you got to sign up quickly. I don't know how long you have. Honestly, I've asked. They don't have a timeline yet. which makes me a little bit nervous, but they promised they would announce it when they had a timeline ready. So if you want to use this with you and your team, take advantage of the lifetime access now, because they have promised that we will retain our lifetime access without future payments for existing customers only. New customers would be moving into the monthly payment plan. So just wanted to put that out there for you guys. If you're interested in trying Kitchen, go to launchthedamnthing.com/kitchen and it will help you sign up for a free account. You can get started for free and then upgrade to lifetime if you decide that you love it as much as I do. That's all I have for you in this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.